Hello and welcome to another episode of Love, Life and Faith with me, Dr. Abigail. I'm so glad to be coming your way once again. And thank you for all your lovely comments. It's been very encouraging for me. And I'm glad to be speaking today on what I've titled, When You Feel Desperate About Life. You see, you only need to turn on the news on your phone, your tablet or your TV to see the turmoil going on in the world right now. The state of despair many people are in, and people are feeling more and more desperate. That word desperation means a state of despair, typically one which results in rash or extreme behavior. You want something or someone so bad, you're willing to take risk to obtain or to change it. Some describe this feeling as you losing control of yourself or of the situation that you're faced with. Many things in this life can cause people to be desperate. For example, losing a job, which for most will mean a loss of income, having no money to pay the bills. Imagine that. This can make anyone desperate, especially if the person is also on the brink of losing a home because they can't keep up with their mortgage. Even things like feeling underprepared for a crucial examination, news of death and disease, and of the failing economy all around us, all these things can make anyone desperate. It could be even something personal as you wanting something so dearly and it does not seem to be happening despite all you have tried and your many patients. So all these things can bring frustrations and feelings of desperation. What is really intriguing is to see what human beings can do when our backs are against the wall. Never underestimate desperate people. You never know how far they will go to get what they want. People who are desperate will do almost anything. So my question is, what are you desperate for? Let me tell you the story of two sisters who acted out of desperation. These two sisters were the daughters of a man called Lot. This account I'm about to tell you can be found in the book of Genesis chapter 19. One day, the older daughter said to her sister, "There are no men left anywhere in this entire area, so we can't get married like everyone else, and our father will soon be too old to have children." So she comes up with a plan saying, "Come, let's get him drunk with wine, and then we'll have sex with him. That way, we will preserve our family line through our father." The daughters knew their plan was dishonest and corrupt. That is why they first thought to get their father intoxicated. Nevertheless, that night, the two sisters got their father drunk with wine. The older one went in and had sex with her father. He was unaware. The following night, the younger daughter did exactly the same thing. As a result, both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their own father. That was incest. Those children later became a thorn in the flesh of their cousins, the Israelites. What is the moral of this story? Beware of suggestions born out of desperation. It will often lead to sin and trouble. You see, these young women justified having sex with their father because they truly believed all men were dead, forgetting that they had just left the city of Zoar not long before, which surely had some men in it. They acted impulsively because they were desperate to have children. This woman's story is not in any way unique. You see, human beings will often resort to risky behaviors, risky ways when they are desperate, which will often have worse consequences in the end. Desperation, if not handled rightly, will often force many people to consider options they would not ordinarily consider. The problem is not that we are desperate, but what we do with our desperation. So my question is this: how should we respond when we feel desperate about the life issues we're faced with? What is the right response? I'll share with you two ways I know. Number one, pause for a moment before making any definite decisions. Don't always action the first thing that comes to your mind in that desperate moment. You need to walk away from the situation, walk away from the environment, even if for a few minutes. It will give you a chance to think through what you're faced with and seek advice, seek counsel if need be. The second way, as a Christian, I've come to see that every problem is an opportunity to prove God's power. Listen to this. Every day we encounter countless golden opportunities brilliantly disguised as insurmountable problems. So in my desperation, I must run to God. Desperation does not have to be a bad thing if it causes you to run to God. For instance, It is desperation that will cause you to wake up, to pray at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. So I pray for you. May your desperation bring you to God. Let me leave you with another thought. As desperate as your life may feel or may seem right now, remember someone else is probably having it worse. So this year, look out for others too. Have compassion on them. Don't just focus on your issues. Let us support one another. That is how we can make life easier for one another. So there you have it. The next time you feel anxious or you feel desperate about a situation, think about what we've said in this video. Put them into action and see what a difference it'll make. Again, life is a gift from God. Live every day by faith and love it. See you next week.